Hi, welcome to Module 12 of the Elite Professional Development Program. Module 12 deals with Universal Design for Learning, which is basically an educational framework that will guide the design of your learning goals, materials, methods, and assessment, as well as the policies that surround these different elements with the diversity of learners in mind. So we want to make sure that what we're building from the ground up with regard to our course content, the structure of it, the navigation of it, all the learning activities that are included in it, we want to make sure that all of those elements are accessible to every student in our class, regardless of what their abilities might be. So the concept of universal design actually comes from the field of architecture. So when you think about how we make physical entities accessible, so we might have a ramp in addition to steps, we might have an elevator in addition to a set of stairs, we might have a lower counter as well as a higher counter. So if somebody comes up to the counter that's in a wheelchair, they are facing the person, or if someone walks up to a counter, they are face to face with a person. So that concept of universal design really comes to education from the field of architecture whenever we're thinking about how can we build our course from the basics, from the foundation, and make sure that everybody has access to everything that's in that course. So there are some guidelines that have been created that will enable us to do this. It'll help it, give us some the blueprint for building that course so that we can make sure that it's accessible to all those students that may need it. It's important for us to understand about universal design for learning because we're seeing more students today than ever before. They are coming into our higher education classrooms because their basic needs have been met in K through 12 education. So they're able to proceed with their academics and they can pursue a higher education. So, we're not all trained special education teachers, so it's beneficial to us to take advantage of these types of development opportunities when we can really say, okay, what can I do within my class to make it more accessible? What you'll be learning in this module, we have a couple of pieces of material to cover. So you're going to really be taking a look at UDL, or Universal Design for Learning, take an in-depth look at that. There's a great website that you'll use. That website, I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But you'll be taking a look at that website. Then we're also going to take a look at the accessibility features that are built into your Mac devices. So Apple is a really great company and has paid close attention to accessibility features, building them into the operating system of your device, so that if I have a visual impairment, or if English is not my first language, I can use some of these accessibility features to enhance my experience with my device. And it can be specific to me, and that's very fortunate, so that I am able to get the most out of my technology resources that I can. So again, in this module, we're going to be taking a look at Universal Design for Learning, and we're also going to take a look at the accessibility features that are built into your Mac. There are going to be 4 assignments associated with this particular module. I think I originally said that we'll have through April 7th, but I'll just keep that open for a due date for completing the modules through the end of April. I think this is a busy time for all of us, and I don't want you to feel you have to rush through all this material. It is a lot of content, and I know that, and I don't expect you to be an expert by any means, but I do think that this is the best resource where everything's kind of all in one place to help us better understand what UDL is and how it impacts us as instructors in higher education classrooms. So basically this will be the module. The module is composed of 4 tabs. So we have our introduction tab, there's a UDL learning activities tab, an Apple and accessibilities tab, resources, and then assignments. So I guess it's 5 tabs actually for this module. And you can look at the content on each of those tabs, take your time to familiarize yourself with those. Again, if you have any questions or comments or concerns or issues, please just let me know. Shoot me an email or give me a call or stop in, whatever's most convenient for you. And happy learning. Thanks.